Good evening. Tomorrow night at Wembley, there is a football match. Nothing more, nothing less. The fact is, though, however it turns out, the match will become part of the folklore of football. When countries meet on the football field, there's usually a past. With England and Germany, there's a history, and Gary here has played a huge part in it. It all began 66 years ago with a 3-3 draw between the countries in Berlin. But of course, it was 1966 that we all remember. Much has changed in 30 years, but the rivalry will never change. Those fortunate to have a Wembley seat the July day that football last came home were swept up in the same tide of pomp and patriotism that is washing over the country now. And in 1966, no German side had ever beaten England in international football.
Who was the button? Hello, a goal! West Germany has scored! And brought down by Overart. Over the free kick. England! It's an equalizer! Ball with the corner. Hurst. What a chance at goal! Peters. Now will the Germans snatch a dramatic equalizer and bring us to extra time? Emmerich coming in. And he's... Oh, yes, it must do! They have done! Weber has scored in the last seconds! There's Ball running himself back. And now Hurst, can he do it? He has done, yes! Yes! No! No, the linesman says no. The linesman says no. It's a goal! It's a goal! All the Germans go mad at the referee. And here comes Hurst. He's got some fiddler on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now. It's goal. It's only 12 inches high. Solid goal, and it means England are the world champions.
It was a day of heroes and legends. Black and white images that have never faded from the mind's eye of those old enough to remember them. Names and faces that have set the standard for every England player since.
I thought that they had some really world-class individual players, but the ones that weren't, I didn't think, would have got in our side. There's a few of them. And I just believed that we could beat them.
England won the World Cup, and England was the better team. It's a little bit sorry or a little bit pity because of the decision that you had told, but England was the better team.
Well, people still talk about that, remembering where they were and what they were doing. I had a chap in the insurance business, which is what I'm in now, 10 years ago. At a conference or function, he's come up to me and said he didn't know who I was. And he said to me, what were you doing when the fourth goal went in? Victory creates heroes, defeat only villains. In Lyon, Mexico, in the 1970 World Cup quarter-final, Peter Bonetti, a late replacement for an unwell Gordon Banks, took the rap for England's failure to capitalise on a 2-goal lead early in the second half. It wasn't the whole story by any means.
And Duke number 2. And it's there! England! A Beckenbauer. Got a shooting chance. Good goal. Bobby Joel has gone off, and Colin Bell, number 19, is on. England really now under terrible pressure. Stay there. A goal! football. Muller!
5 of the World Cup winners of '66 played for England that stifling day. Bobby Charlton never played for them again.
Nobody ever scored 3 goals against England in those days. And it was a big shock for us. Alf.
Very, very well. We never had a chance to turn the game. And then, then I had the chance to score a goal. And then we came up 2-1. And then Alf Ramsey put Bobby Charlton off the field. And maybe this was the game change.
The only European Championship encounter was a 2-legged quarter-final in 1972. The Germans had never even managed to draw at Wembley and arrived for the first game distracted and depleted by a bribe scandal. It didn't show.
Full piece of play by Moore. But he's setting up for Muller. It was too cool. Helped. Horace. 1-0. Deflected. Well. Peters. Well. Brilliant. Lee. Lee. Not getting clean enough for Siggy held. And is that a penalty? Yes! Banks almost did the impossible. Hughes. He's really plenty of trouble there, Banks. Furness. Muller. 3-1.
The second leg in Berlin finished goalless. West Germany were champions in waiting.
Gewisse Parallelen zu heute. Denn wir haben auch sehr viele verletzte Spieler dabei und so war es 72 genauso. Wir sind hierher gefahren.
Could score in Wembley. It was a big event for me. So, and in these days, I think it was the best football ever played for in German football history.
10 years on, and Madrid and the World Cup finals again provided the stage. And what a stage. And what a letdown. In a second phase group game, there was a feeling that either side would be happy with the draw. There was rarely any prospect of anything else.
Aaron is in there. Robson was also in there, and a fine save. Can't get a touch at the moment. Strelica. Rummenigge. Rummenigge! Oh, he's hit the bar!
West Germany beat Spain in their next game. England didn't. The Germans went on to lose to Italy in the final. And so to the World Cup semi-finals of 1990, both decided by penalties. Turin was the end of the road for Bobby Robson's dream of signing off as a champion. An old friend sorted out, Franz Beckenbauer. Everyone remembers the spot kicks, but the Germans' luck was in long before then.
And it's been deflected, and it's in the net! Bramer's shot! Now it's Parker. Appealing for offside, the Germans, and they're in trouble. Augenthaler couldn't do it. Lineker probably could. And England have equalised. It's Gary Lineker.
The equaliser had come with 10 minutes to spare. England had the initiative and a place in the final in their sights. All that is, except their star turned Paul Gascoigne. In extra time, one loose lunge at Thomas Bergholt put Gascoigne out of the equation. His second yellow card of the competition signalled automatic suspension. He wasn't the only broken-hearted Englishman at that moment.
Oh, Waddle. Can he square it for Lineker? Waddle shoots. Oh, and the rebound off the post. Just beat David Platt. And there's danger here. It's Bookveld. Bookveld hits the post. They both hit the post now.
The woodwork deemed that the latest in a legendary line of Anglo-German championship showdowns would be decided by penalties. The competition stood at 3-3 when Stuart Pearce's turn came around. Bodo Ilger saved. Germany at match point when Chris Waddle followed Pearce to the chopping block. West Germany were through. 4 days later, West Germany were world champions thanks to a penalty. 30 30 years of hurt. In all matches since '66, it's England 2, Germany 8.